We have arrived at Pelabuhan Klang. One thing I learned is that there's a station called Klang, and that is in the town of Klang. So where you want to go to this ferry into this island is the station Pelabuhan Klang. And I don't know what Pelabuhan means, but I think it means something like harbor or dock or something like that, because that's where we are now. One thing I didn't expect about this train is that it was freezing cold inside. The smart people who take this train a lot, they know all about that, and as soon as they sat down, they're opening up their bags, pulling out jackets and putting on jackets and things. And I didn't have anything like that, so I was shivering a bit. And it's kind of nice to be outside in the sun now, getting a bit of sunshine on my skin, getting warm up. Man, yeah, it was really getting cold in there. So yeah, it was about an hour and a half journey to get here. Very comfortable, very easy, empty train almost the entire time. So here we are at Pelabuhan Klang, and if I'm right, I just have to cross the road that way and then find one of these boats going out to the island. Now here's the card that I didn't really need, and let's see how much it costs to take this trip. There we go. It was actually 5 ringgit 40 cents. So I still have 60 cents credit on my card. So I'm just stepping out of the train station. You can see it behind me there. There's the little ticket counter. It's very quaint. And right across the road, like literally I'm staring at it, that is the boat terminal to take the boat out to the islands. Okay, well that worked out really well. As you walk in, representatives from the 2 competing boats come to talk to you, of course. And there was a cigar boat leaving at 9:30, but when I spoke to the Alibaba person, they also had a boat leaving at 9:30. I don't think it's on their schedule online, but I ended up buying a ticket for the Alibaba. Very exciting. All these boats. So that would be the cigar boat here, right below me. So as you can see, it's a very interesting boat. I wouldn't mind riding on that one, maybe on the way back. Or old school. But since I have the camera, I kind of want to take a boat where I can get on the outer deck, and that's what we've got over here. Man, talk about good timing. They're firing up the engine just as I'm arriving. There's my ticket. Okay, thank you. There's the engine. can hear me or not, but these islands are all mangroves. They're not really true islands in the sense that there's like a landmass. It's really like a muddy plain with the mangrove on top. And right now we're actually going through the middle of one of those islands. On both sides of me is Klang Island, which is essentially a huge mangrove. There's nobody living on Klang Island that I know of, and this channel is like a river that cuts through the middle of the island, and we're using it as a shortcut to get to our destination, the Crab Island. Whoa! I didn't even know that was coming, one of the cigar boats. Wow. I looked at all of this on Google Satellite View, and it looked amazing, so it's very exciting to be here in the channel now in real life. This is the inside of the boat, the air-conditioned part. I thought I better come down here quickly because we're already getting close to the island. So we're getting close to Pulau Ketam, so I think I'm going to head back up on deck to see our arrival from outdoors. Again, I don't know if you can hear me, but I think we're arriving at Pulau Ketam village, just here on my left. So far I've been pretty lucky with the weather. I thought it might be raining a lot today, but so far the sun is out. We're pulling up at the dock. All right, everybody's getting off the boat. I'm always the last one off, of course. That's my habit. Oh man, there's so much already to take video of or pictures of. Wow. So here I am on Pulau Ketam. Okay, we're here and we're off the noisy boat, so maybe it's a good time to give a little bit of background on where we are. So this island is called Pulau Ketam, which means crab island, and that can give you a clue as to what goes on here. There are a lot of crabs live here, and fishermen fish for those crabs, and that's how they make their living. I think the island was founded, or the village was founded around 1880 when the first Chinese settlers came here and discovered that there were tons of crab here and they could settle here. And I think at its peak, the village had about 20,000 people living here, or 20,000 living on the island in total. But that population has dropped down to about 6,000 today as young people move away. And the village has moved away from its, original roots as only a crab fishing island, and now they do the crab fishing and tourism, of course. And the key thing about this island, as I tried to say on the boat before, is that it's not really an island the way you think of it. It's a giant mangrove, and this village has been built on a mud flat into the mangrove, and all of the houses are built on stilts, sunk deep into the mud below. There are no roads here, there are no cars of any kind, so the only way to get around is on wooden and cement walkways that are also built on stilts, and you get around by e-bike or bicycle or on foot, of course. There are a few hotels here, so you could come and spend the night if you wanted to. I may spend the night, I haven't decided. But my plan right now is to, spend the day here looking around and then go back by boat and by train back to Kuala Lumpur. So it makes for a very interesting day trip out of Kuala Lumpur. And I think it is quite busy on the weekends, extremely busy on the holidays. But if you come on a weekday like this, I think you largely have the whole place to yourself. So I'm very excited to be here. I love walking around on like elevated walkways and things like that. That's very interesting, and I think there should be tons of interesting visuals here. Of course, I haven't mentioned maybe what most people would be interested in. They come here, of course, to eat good seafood. People will come here to have lunch at one of the many restaurants here. I've heard that crab omelets are very good, and I may have one or two of those. I'm not really the type of guy to take a crab and a hammer and beat it and crack it open and eat like that. I'm just not a big seafood guy. But, crab omelet sounds pretty good to me. So maybe lunchtime I'll track down a crab omelet somewhere here. The village itself, like I said, has about maybe 6,000 people. And if you walk in like this direction, to the outer edge, it's about 2.5 kilometers before you reach the far end, and maybe a similar distance that way. And there's no way to get from here to the other village, Sungai Lima, except by boat or by ferry. As far as I can tell, there are no roads or walkways connecting the two. On Google Maps, you can see a kind of trail leading to the other village, but I think it's just mud the whole way. So I don't think a tourist like me can follow that route. So that's it for now, and I'm going to grab my camera and go walking around the village and see what I can find. Wow. When they're talking about this being mud flats, they were not kidding around. And when they talk about the crabs that they fish for and that they eat here, I don't think it's these crabs. Yeah, I love these guys. You see them on beaches all the time when you walk down the beach. They run ahead of you and then they dive into their little holes, to get away. I always love the way they eat. It seems like such a human gesture that they make, grabbing something with their claws and just feeding it into their mouth. It looks like a very human motion. And that's the main boat dock for all the boats coming from Klang. As you can tell, they'd have to dock way out there at the end, because in here, yeah, the water, not only is the water not deep enough, there's no water at all, but there are these channels that go into the island and actually cut these islands in half or in pieces. And yeah, actually I have no idea where they go crab fishing. I mean, are they crab fishing in the interior of the island, or are they going out to other areas? I honestly don't know. So this is the sign that greets you on the dock here when you arrive at Pulau Ketam. This is your selfie opportunity. And I imagine this sculpture over here is meant to be an artistic representation of a crab, a monster crab, or an octopus. This is one of the hotels. I think it's been around for quite a while, the Hotel Sea Lion there, right beside the dock. So you can stay there. And nearby, of course, lots of seafood restaurants. Tourist heaven here on Pulau Ketam. In the short time that I've been here, you can see that some dark clouds are moving in, and I can feel some rain on its way. I did bring an umbrella, but I don't think it would help me much in a big storm out here. So we'll see how the day goes. I think the crab is meant to be kind of a bench here for people to come and have a seat, wait for their boat, take a selfie. There's so many interesting things to do and see right here on the dock. I haven't even left yet. One thing I've noticed though, just being around here, is the e-bikes are so quiet, they keep sneaking up on you. I'm walking in off the dock and e-bikes are like zipping right past me and startling me every time because I don't hear them coming. They're so quiet. I should know that from my time in Bagan, but they still take me by surprise. All right, I think it's finally time to leave the dock and head into deeper into the village. This is so cool. She said that they actually have like cement walkways, and you think you're walking on land, but if you look underneath here on the right, you can see all the cement pillars holding it up. So the whole village essentially is suspended on pillars buried in the mud. I don't know what this structure is, but they have like a building or house of some kind that's built right over top of the main walkway that goes to the dock. And there goes one of those deadly quiet e-bikes. Oh, there goes two of them. So you end up with a really nice archway leading through here back to the dock. I definitely am getting the sense that it would be a lot busier here on the weekend. I sort of feel like I'm walking around an amusement park that's closed and maybe abandoned. You know, there's nobody here at all. And there goes another e-bike. Everyone gives me a tiny little heart attack. I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm going to get hit. E-bike, moving pretty fast. Yeah, the seafood restaurants are everywhere. And I've passed 3 or 4 hotels already in the short distance that I've covered. I love these big cutouts of crab and fish and shrimp. They don't make me hungry when I see them. As I said, I'm not really that fond of seafood. Didn't grow up eating it, never got used to it. Well, I started the day thinking about the rain, and my thoughts came true. Just started to rain now. I just remembered that this month is the Hungry Ghost Month. And that's why you see so many displays here at all the different shops and in front of the homes. During this month, the gates of the afterlife are opened, and all the spirits of your ancestors come back, and they put out all this food and drinks and offerings of, you know, ghost money and all these sorts of things for their, you know, the spirits of their ancestors when they return. Still raining, so I think I'm going to go look for a place to sit down, maybe have this omelette that I've been hearing about and something to drink, and kind of wait for the rain to stop. So I figured out that this place here, they make an oyster omelette, which I'm going to try a small one, see what it's like. Oh, it looks like they're kind of famous. They have a newspaper article about them. And we'll see what I end up getting. I'm just one person, but I think I'll take a seat at this big table here, this near the outside. So they brought me a menu when I sat down. So it's got all of their seafood specialties in here. Buttered prawn, steamed crab, chili crab, sweet and sour crab, you know, baked crab, fried crab, any kind of crab you want, fish, red snapper, white pomfret, curry fish. Oh, they have an onion omelet here. Maybe that's the oyster omelet I'm getting. I don't know if this restaurant is connected to that stall on the outside or not. Maybe I just ordered from a street stall and I sat at a table in a restaurant. I just never know what's going on. And when I spoke to her about getting the omelet, I did ask for a drink at the same time, but she kind of gave me a blank stare, like, okay, but why are you talking to me? But so I wasn't sure whether my order was taken or not. And then the guy here, when he gave me the menu, he asked me, well, do you want a drink? So I ordered a drink from him. Maybe I'm getting 2 drinks now. Again, I just don't know whether I'm dealing with 2 businesses or the same business or what's going on. That's always how it goes. I came up to take a look at my omelet being made, and there it is there, an oyster omelette. Now that I smell it, it's making me hungry. I didn't even know I was hungry, but now I know. So there it is. So here is my oyster omelette. They have small, medium, and large. And this is the small for 10 ringgit. And it comes with sauce there. I'm going to try a piece without the sauce first. I'm so hungry. So it tastes very good. Yeah, sauce is pretty spicy, but not too bad. Oh, I enjoyed that oyster omelette quite a bit. I could see going back there to get a large later on if I'm not up for the more challenging dishes on the menu. And while I sat there, the rain kind of petered out. It's still dripping a little bit, but it's not that bad. So I'm back out wandering around. And the guy on the bicycle gave me a courteous beep beep, let me know he's coming. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think of these e-bikes because they move really fast, and I've seen a few near accidents already. I've only been here for like an hour or 2, and at every intersection, they lock up the brakes and they're screeching because they're nearly running into each other. Moving a bit too fast for these narrow streets. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We got a wooden walkway in that direction with all the houses on it. Actually, since I'm staring at it, I'm going to go for a little walk down here, see how sturdy it feels. Oh. You can see that the houses are all built right on top of this muddy surface. Still tasting that oyster omelette. Not that I really tasted a whole lot of omelette. I mean a whole lot of oyster. I would know what an oyster tasted like anyway. All I really taste is egg and the hot sauce that came with it. You have to be a little bit careful walking on this boardwalk. I think some of these pieces of wood are ready to snap, so I'm being careful to walk right where there are supporting beams, just in case. Look at this. There's another dangerous looking boardwalk there. Wow. I'm definitely going to have to go in this direction. I don't know what's going on over here. That looks like a freezer. Why is it dangling off the end of the boardwalk? I couldn't tell you. Wow, it looks like there's a lot of renovation or something going on over here. I mean, man, look at these boardwalks and bags of maybe this is debris, bricks and stuff being torn out of these buildings. Maybe they're rebuilding it. Look at that. Again, nice bright colors. This kind of reminds me of the oceanside neighborhoods in Tacloban before and after when the typhoon hit. A lot of those houses are also built out over the ocean on stilts, And that's one of the reasons they were so easily destroyed by the typhoon. I wonder what this building used to be, or what it still is today. I can't read those characters, of course. I think here they have the same problem that a lot of remote areas have with garbage disposal. I see it a lot, where you have like a refrigerator like this, and once you're done with it, what do you do with it? How do you get rid of it? I mean, I'm sure there's no garbage dump here, and it just ends up staying here forever. And you see there's quite a bit of garbage strewn around in the mud, and this community center looks like it has some kind of a recycling project underway to try and clean things up. Hey there! And look who's coming to say hello. 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 How are you? You okay? Cutie pie. You're a cutie pie. You seem a little nervous though. Are you nervous? Are you okay? Eh? You're not scared of me, are you? You're not scared of me? No. Yeah. Good dog. Is that your family over there? They're probably wondering where you are. They're thinking I'm gonna steal you or something. Yeah. I found this long bridge that I saw from the dock, and I think it just goes straight back to the shoreline. I thought I'd take a walk along here and see what I can discover. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff to see for someone like me. You know, I don't need big things to see. I like little things, and a place like this, it's just endless. And here's the bridge. Got an amazing boat here, stranded at low tide. All these houses are incredible. Sitting up there on their stilts. Slowly making my way down this long, high bridge. There it is behind me. Out on this rickety boardwalk, I keep expecting someone to come out and shout at me that, you know, I can't go this way, it's too dangerous. But so far, a lot of local people in this business and the homes here see me out here, and nobody seems to be worried about it. But I can't really look at the camera as I'm walking because I have to be, I feel like I have to be careful where I put my feet. There are a lot of holes here and there, and I guess I won't go too far down this boardwalk because I'm heading towards what looks like someone's home. It started to rain again. Ooh, there goes the e-bike, but I'm doing okay because I have my umbrella. I don't really need the umbrella for me. I'm not worried about getting wet, but I'm always worried about the camera getting wet and other gear. So the umbrella is covering up my camera. It's definitely a unique town. I don't know how many more like it exist in Malaysia. Maybe quite a few, I don't know. There's a very large pile of offerings for the hungry ghosts. And I think those giant bags of paper cones are going to be set on fire at some point, I'm guessing. And look at this boat stuck at low tide. I don't know if the tide ever gets high enough to float him out of here. They have a nice display of parasols near the long stay and the homestay. Oh, we're not there yet. The Sea Lion homestay off to the left. Man, I feel like I'm in some sort of, like I said, Disneyland village. All these bright colors. I'm still walking around Pulau Ketam, and I think I'm reaching the outer limits of the town in this direction. I should be coming across one of the river channels shortly, and then another river channel, and beyond that you would start heading towards the other village, Sungai Lima. And I don't think you can walk to there, like I said before. Then you start getting into the real mud, and you need a boat in order to get there. A lot of these houses seem to have guard dogs in cages. So there's probably, they've experienced some theft here, and they leave the houses unoccupied for a long time. So they have a dog there to bark and scare away intruders like me. Oh, there's another guard dog. Looks like a friendly pooch though. His tail's wagging. Hey there. Got his nose sticking through the fence. And another one of those refrigerators that no one ever knows what to do with. With big appliances, how in the world do you get rid of them, you know? It's hard enough in a big city, let alone out here on an island. It's not even an island, even out here in a mangrove. Where do you bring it? Almost everywhere I go, I like to go to the outer edges of whatever it is. So in this case, I want to keep walking until I hit the edge of the town and I can't go any farther. And I think I'm slowly getting towards that point. I've got a bridge here crossing another one of these channels. And then I think on the other side of this bridge, we'll be heading down to the shore again. And from there, there's no way to go any farther. And from there, I can turn around and start working my way back. Yeah, it looks like I've reached the shore. There's the big channel over there between the islands, and that's where my boat came in. And it looks like I'll be able to work my way around this direction, get onto this walkway, and follow it all the way back into the center. That's the idea anyway, and then I don't have to backtrack. And I think I've reached the end of the road, and it ended at this temple And they have quite a large display of offerings for the Hungry Ghost Festival. And they have a lot of these, what I've been calling cones. And I still don't know exactly what they are, but I suspect since they're made out of paper that they're all going to be set on fire. So there's going to be a lot of smoke around here eventually. And I think this is what I've been talking about. This is the end of the line. The cement walk and the boardwalk kind of peters out here, and you cannot go any farther. You could follow this boardwalk if you climbed over the fence, and then you'd get over there to the end, and all you could do is jump into the mud. That's as far as you can go. So from here it's time to turn around and start heading back. Makes you wonder what that is for over there, and how in the world anybody ever gets there. I was wondering about sewage and sewage treatment, and this answers that question to an extent, because the hole just pretty much goes straight out into the mangrove. I think I'm reaching the end of my day, for today anyway, on Pulau Ketam. I had another oyster omelette at the corner restaurant there. I didn't take any video of it though because, well, you already saw it, and I'm running out of battery power. I think I'm going to catch the 3:30 boat back to Klang, if there is such a thing as a 3:30 boat. It's on the schedule, but we'll find out. That's about an hour from now. And in the meantime, I thought I'd just take another walk up the main drag in a different direction, take a look around there, and then work my way back to the dock. And they've started burning a lot more of the ghost paper and the ghost money for the hungry ghosts. I'll turn the camera around and you can see what's going on ahead of me. There is so much of this little town to explore. It just goes on and on in 3 or 4 different directions. The more I walk, the more interesting little alleyways I find. A lot of the houses sitting, beside these channels running through the mangrove, giving you really interesting views of all kinds of crazy houses, beautiful houses, interesting houses. Like I'm just walking along through this alleyway and take a look at what I stumbled across. Check that out. I was talking about where all the appliances go, and apparently some of them go here. Got quite a collection. Washers, dryers, freezers, And then over here, a huge storage room, fans, old scooters, bicycles, every spare part you could imagine. So whoever lives here, makes a living repairing, scavenging, salvaging old things. Now we have another couple of houses, one purple, one aquamarine. Well, I don't know if that's aquamarine, but it's some kind of a green. Look at the space between these two houses. It's just amazing. There's just so many interesting things to look at no matter where you turn. Look at this dock area. And we have a little altar, a little shrine right there. And that's the back side of the house with all of the spare parts and all of the old appliances and things like that. One thing I keep wondering about, however, is where are all the crabs? I saw tons of people eating crab in the restaurant, but it's not like I've seen, tanks full of fresh crab. I haven't seen fishermen, with nets full of fresh crab. I haven't seen anything to do with crab except in the restaurants where people are eating them. They have to be coming from somewhere. Apparently, I don't know anything about crab fishing because I don't know where crab fishing takes place. There's a couple of fishermen coming in from somewhere. I wonder if they've got some tubs full of crab. The size of this boat just sitting here upriver. I wonder if it ever manages to get free. You find these small shrines everywhere you go with little offerings of food in front of them. As I said, you keep coming across the most amazing sights here. I think I'm running towards the end of where this walkway takes me. And check out this boardwalk here. That is amazing. Leads out to that shack back there. I'm not sure who lives there. Well, it's 3 o'clock, and I think I'm going to make my way back to the dock and see if there really is a 3:30 boat to take me back to Klang. I'm already looking forward to an instant coffee, sitting in my room at the guest house reviewing all the video that I shot here today. It's been a very good day. Just for fun, I thought I would catch a almost final shot of me just walking out onto one of these boardwalks, onto one of the docks. What's the point of having a wireless microphone if you don't take advantage of it? And I hope the wind doesn't blow my camera over. It's feeling a little bit unbalanced right now. This does not feel secure at all. It really doesn't. Shaking from side to side. I would not want to go in right now, that's for sure. All right. It's very wobbly. Yum. I'm back. Wireless microphone. Just walking down these narrow alleyways, these laneways here is such a pleasure. You don't have to have a giant tourist attraction or a priceless or historic temple or anything like that. Just these laneways and houses is really amazing to see. I'm back on the Alibaba and waiting for it to leave. It's almost 3:30, so it should be leaving pretty soon. It's a very busy port. Boats coming in constantly. That horn was from the Alibaba. It's a signal that we're just about to leave. Oh, actually, it looks like getting off of this cigar boat is not that easy. They actually have to walk along that outside edge. I'm surprised. It's a great looking boat though. I almost wish I was going back on one of those. But I already have my return ticket for the Alibaba. There go the boys. Say goodbye to Pulau Ketam. For now. Oh, actually it does look like the tide came up quite a bit. When I came here this morning, I walked all the way down to the end of those stairs. Went quite a bit deeper than that, so the water came up quite a bit. And the last passengers running to get on. I think they had to return their e-bikes first. They made it. Arriving back in Klang. And so far we seem to have beat the rain. All I have to do is make it from here to the train station before it rains, and we should be all right. And there it is, the Alibaba. I think it was the Alibaba 2. All these journeys come in so many stages. Now the next stage is my KTM train back to downtown. These are awesome looking boats. I love these things. Cigar boat. There they go, back to the Crab Island. I love that the captain's little vantage point at the front there. Just a tiny little cockpit like he's in a jet. Oh, I was absolutely wrong. It was actually the Alibaba 3 that I was on. So there are 3 of them. And what a gorgeous scene right now with these clouds in the sky, all these boats in the water. Well, this is such a beautiful scene here right now. I think I'm going to end the video here. All that remains of my journey is to get back into the KTM train, head back into downtown Kuala Lumpur, and we all know what that looks like. No real need to document that whole trip. I did that all this morning. So I think I'm going to end my journey here, at least my video journey. And I have to say, that was a delightful day. I mean, from beginning to end, I enjoyed every minute of it, from the train ride, boat ride out to the island, walking around. There was so much to see. I could easily have spent the night and spent another day there, I think, but the way things turned out, I'm okay with ending it here and heading back to Kuala Lumpur. But yeah, it's a much more interesting place than I expected, to be honest. Pulau Ketam. As I was leaving the dock, I found this giant crab, and I thought this was a good place to say that is the end of the video, the end of my trip to Crab Island. And thank you for coming along with me, and I'll see you in the next video.